So today we are practicing our Yin style practice. It's a slow-paced practice, very healing, very therapeutic. So let's begin by bringing our both hands on top of our knees and just simply close your eyes and let's just give it a few breaths to set our mind, to prepare our body for a joyful, healing, loving and nurturing practice. Let's take a big breath through the nose and slow exhalation through the nose as well. Let's look inside and just find that ability to heal, to strive, to recover, to acquire the health and vitality. The body is an amazing, amazing thing which set up for recovery. We just have to give it a right ground. And let's take our arms all the way up, reach all the way through. Big breath. And exhalation. Let's do it one more time, reach all the way up. And exhalation, all the way back. And our first asana today to hold is going to be both feet together, bound angle. If you would like to go a little bit deeper, then you can take your both hands underneath. And that's going to make it a little bit more challenging, but you don't have to do it. Let me open my timers. And let's go ahead and start to dive. We will start with this one to wake up our hips, our spine, our shoulders. And you don't have, guys, to go super deep. Just gently bring your head forward. Through the nose in and through the nose out. Inhalation through the nose and exhalation through the nose. And while we're holding this, continue to focus inside, within, start to build that precious connection, mind, body, and the true self. Start to bring attention to the body parts, how your feet touching each other, how your hands touching each other, your forehead on your feet or not, how the breath floating through the body. And let's give it a few more slow pace, nurturing breathing cycles. And then slowly, gently start to come back up. And let's go ahead and extend our right leg and keep our left inside, and that's going to take us for the next hold. So let's begin by reaching up. And again, guys, you don't have to go deep. Just try to fold forward through that hip flexor and go ahead and dive. Reaching up and forward maybe for the few times before you settle down, right? Sometimes it takes a few extra movements, motions, ocean-like, in order for your back to lengthen in, to relax and get ready to dive into the asana. So just continue to breathe to the places where it's needed the most. If that's your knee, then send an extra exhalation to your knee. If that is your back, then come up a little bit higher and then on exhalation, dive back. Bring awareness to that body. Continue to listen to the breath, guys. Continue to bring awareness what's going on. We don't just sit through the asana. Time is irrelevant anyway. We practicing. We're looking for that connection. Sometimes mind is very turbulent. That will cause your body be turbulent as well. Harder to relax. Once we calm down the mind and accept that the mind is not all what we have, there is much deeper layer of being true self. The one is beyond the mind, beyond the physical body, which is always constant there. But we have to build a connection with that one. And let's give it a few more soft breathing cycles. Inhalation through the nose and exhalation through the nose as well. And then we slowly start to come up and simply switch the sides. We will extend the left leg, bring the right inside. Before you dive, guys, make sure that you sit equal on both sit bones. Let's reach up all the way and fold forward right through the hip flexor. And we dive for another couple minutes. Again, take your time. Right and left can be different. You don't have to go straight deep right away, right? Breathe actively. In through the nose, out through that nose. Inhalation, preparation. On exhalation, let the tension go away. Relax and release. Exhalation, relax and release. Relaxation is a choice, right? So we always make a choice to relax. It's going to be how you want it to be. Again, turbulent mind, tense body. It's all interconnected. Slowly sending the breath where it's needed the most. While you stay in the asana, try to create a longer exhalation. Inhalation equal exhalation. Sometimes it feels a little bit strange, right? But try to work on the inhalation and exhalation equal lengths and see what it does for your body. Also try to extend the lengths of your breath. And we're gonna give it a few more soft breathing cycles on this side. And let's slowly start to come back up. And we will bring our feet back. And we will hold this one a little bit shorter time since it's in ankles, but I want us to wake up the ankles and then we can move on our knees. So again, if that's already too difficult for you to sit, you will continue to sit up here, or you can go ahead and take your knees off the ground, support yourself, take the hands on the knees, take the hands up front of the heart. Do not sit there in a pain. If you started it somewhere more challenging one, just go ahead and switch for the easiest one, easier one. Just downgrade it when you have to. Let's close our eyes. Do not let the external distraction bring the turbulence in the mind. Sometimes it's actually good to practice in a noisy, slightly noisy conditions, so we can see how our mind receptive and how easy we can switch attention inside. Mind is always going to take us back to the challenging asana, to the noise, to the sounds outside. But that's a choice to bring an attention and attention within. It's a choice. So if you need to release your knees, guys, right now, go ahead and do it. If you still can stay with me for a few more breaths, stay with me for a few more breaths. Do not sit in the pain, please. And let's go ahead and slowly start to release our knees back on the floor. And let's switch so we can restore and repose. And we're gonna spend here another minute sitting on your toes. If it's too challenging, you would have to send your hands, guys, on the floor and support yourself slightly so it takes some tension away from the toes and ankles. Okay, and we have another close to a minute hold. So close your eyes. Try to be within. Do your best to connect with the true self, mind, body, in the true self. Then all the answers suddenly right there. If you're fully sitting, guys, on your toes, try to let the gravity do the job, right? Don't resist. You can be sitting there, but still upper body in tension. Try to let your shoulders to be soft and think through the forehead, the head, the hands, the torso. Let that upper body weight to sink down through those toes. Very healing for the feet. And let's slowly release. And we're gonna move to cat and cow here. Even though it's not true yin asana, but I want us today to work on some part of the strings too. So we're gonna go ahead and bind right hand and the left leg. And if you will feel that it's getting too much for your body to hold it for so long, you can always release it. Wrist, elbow, shoulder, stack one on top another. I want you guys to focus on lengthening rather than shrinking the back, lengthening, creating the space between the vertebrae. Even though we bring in the hand and ankle closer to each other, it would seem like a compression of the back, right? But I want you to focus on the space between your vertebrae. Breathing actively. And again, if you have to release the asana, release it, rest, and come back. Inhalation through the nose, exhalation through the nose. Jaw is soft. Don't clench the teeth, maybe big smile, shoulders soft, guys. Relax the tension from the shoulders. It's gonna cause you instability. Any type of tension will bring just more tension. So just don't think about the time. Just stay right there and keep on breathing, opening, creating the space from the center to the peripheries of the body. And let's slowly start to release the hold. And we're gonna go ahead and do it from the other side. And let's begin our hold. So left arm, right leg, or whichever you didn't do. Lift. Find the good stability first. Knee underneath the hip, wrist, elbow, shoulder stacked. And from there, start to focus on relaxation. Not the perfect asana, but the sensation of being whole within. Sensation of being complete. Mind, body, and true self. It's not just a leg you hold and it's not just a hand on the floor. It's a full functional being. Again, body is not just a bag of bones and tissues. Smart brain, it's much more. It's very intelligent being. Beyond the mind. Breathe actively, guys. Breathe actively. Breath does a miracle to the body. Brings the healing. Brings the vitality. Keep on breathing. Focusing on the lengthening. Through the nose in. Through the nose out, guys. Through the nose in. And through the nose out. Just a few more breaths. Do not give up. Soft shoulders. Soft breathing. Once your mind starts to talk too much and tells you what you can't and what you can do, back to the breath. And let's slowly start to release. Take your both hands on the floor, around the spine. Relax your neck. Look up and forward. And let's reach right leg up all the way. And we're gonna go ahead and step forward to the low lunge. Low lunge hold can be challenging. So if you have your blocks today, that's awesome. If you don't have the blocks today, you would have to put the hands on the floor. Don't hold it on the legs. You need the extra external stability, not your open body, because that would still put the tension on your upper body. So just use the floor if you have to. Ankle underneath the knee. The back knees must be as much back as you can set it until your knee starts to move, right? The front knee. Hips are square, and let's reach all the way up. If you need to pad your knees like Craig did, it's a good idea. And just close your eyes, guys. And I'm gonna set my timer for 2.5 minutes. And you don't have to take your arms up, just let them down. Let your arms down. So there is no tension in the shoulders. Let those arms down, guys. And just focus on relaxation of the lower body, of the hips. Inhalation, preparation. Exhalation, tension away. And I'm gonna talk you through so you don't think much about the time. Breathe actively, guys. Start with the facial expression, right? The face can be super tense as well. And if your face, your eyes are tense, brain becomes tense right away. So we want to release the tension in the eyes. So it starts, relaxation starts to trickle down towards the lower body. Releasing all the stress, all the tension, anything you don't want to invite in your life, that's in your power to remove it. No one can do it for us. No one can give us relaxation and peace of mind. Only we can, so keep on breathing. Relaxation in the eyes, in the shoulders, in the chest, in the belly, and then send it down towards the hips. In through the nose, out through the nose. Stop to resist the gravity, just let the gravity take the pass and draw your hips closer to the ground. Keep on breathing, guys. We have just a few more breathing cycles left. And if you feel like your hips is opening to the side as well, let them do it. Do not resist. Just stay there, breathe, observe, be an observer. What's happening? What do you feel? Is your mind is chattering? Is it quiet? Are you practicing from your heart or from the place to prove something to yourself or to others? Let's reach all the way up. Breathe, inhalation through the nose. In on exhalation, we're going to set our arms on the floor. For the next set of hold on the same leg, but now it's fully supported. So go ahead, guys, and start to bring your head closer to your hands if it's getting there. If you have your block, use your block. If you don't have your block, you don't have to. And if you're ready, you can put your forehead on the ground or on your hands. And we have another 2 minutes to be here. And the same thing what we did in the low lunge. Just continue to focus on being within, being inside, looking for that one connection, mind, body, and true self, when everything becomes clear. Again, as we talk, sometimes mind can be ready, body can be lazy and not ready, and the mind is pushing, body is not ready. There is a lack of communication, lack of that connection. And sometimes it's opposite. Body is healthy and ready and willing, but the mind is sluggish. And it's a lack of the connection too. So we have to create that precious balance, that harmony between the relationships of the mind, of the body, of the true self. Continue, guys, to focus on the breath. Do not count the seconds. Just focusing on the breathing. Breath will take away your acute attention of the physical body. Just keep focusing on your breathing, and we have just few more breathing cycles to stay up here. Inhalation through the nose, exhalation through the nose. Pour the tension and intention in that hip. Let's slowly start to come out. How are you feeling? And let's gently, before we're gonna move to the other side, we're gonna go for the puppy pose or anahata asana, hard one. Set your knees, guys, mat width apart, and tuck your hips, tailbone right above your knees. And together we will slowly dive into the forward fold. You don't have to go deep. If you need to stay on your elbows, stay on your elbows. And we're ready to dive up here. If your heart is already on the floor, that's amazing, that's awesome. If not, please do not try to push it down through the physical movements. Just focus on a spinal expansion to all directions from the center of your spine. Expand and extend. Vertically, we extend. Horizontally, we expand. Every single breath we do it, and eventually we will acquire that soft, feel good relaxation. Soft ankles, guys, soft toes. Body is fully relaxed from the tippy toes to the fingertips. And again, relaxation is a choice like anything else. We can choose to be kind, we can choose to be angry, we can choose to be relaxed, we can choose to be tense. We can choose healing or we can choose illness. So we have to focus on healing, relaxation, vitality, health, and constantly remind ourselves. Sometimes human mind can be very toxic, especially if there is so much input of external information. But it's up to us to filter and pick up from all of those weeds what will nurture our body, what will help us grow, expand, heal, and acquire that health. That's up to you to choose what you let go inside and what you waiting out. And we're gonna have a few more breaths. Inhalation through the nose, exhalation through that nose. Slowly start to come back up. Let's take our hands on the floor around the spine, relax that neck to repose. And open it up one more time. And we're gonna be ready to practice our low lunge from other side. So take your left leg up and step forward, guys, for that low lunge. The same principle, front knee above the front ankle. Take your back knee as far as it goes until your front knee starts to get away from the ankle. Pat your back knee if you have to, and let's reach all the way up. Lengthening the arms, just give that body good stretch, feel good stretch. However you want to do it, bring those arms back down, use your blocks. And we are on our 2.5 minute hold for the low lunge. If you need to support, bring your hands, guys, on the floor. You're going to reap much more benefits from supporting yourself. Even you might feel you not work as hard, but this practice is not about working hard. This practice is about exploring, giving the body that stability, that reassurance to feel good, to feel right. So in the future, you can make a good decision while something going on in the body. You can stop, think, and do it right. No harming, no underdoing, not overdoing. Just close your eyes. It's much easier. You can keep them open, but it's much less distractions. At least one less distraction, the visual one. So you can faster to reconnect with the true self. That very deepest layer of the being. Not the mind, not even a consciousness, but the true self who is beyond and above. Again, if the mind becomes turbulent, right? And it tells you that you need to come out of the asana before you do it. Give it another breath and shift your attention within. And maybe that will let go. We just have only a few more breaths left. Do not resist. When you resist the gravity and when you tense your entire body, all it does, it only makes it much harder to hold longer, because the tension builds up and it's not only in your legs anymore, it's all over. So we start from the top, from the eyes, from the expression, and we let that relaxation settle in the body, inside out. So let's slowly start to bring our hands all the way on the floor. Maybe that's hands, maybe that's elbows, maybe that's your blocks, guys, right? So, and we're ready to hold for another couple minutes up here. You don't have to put your forehead on the floor. Acquire the stability, the stable position of your knee, of your left foot on the floor. And then on exhalation, dive. Relaxation of the physical body begins of letting go in the mind. You have to let go. You have to let go of the desire to relax. Just focus on your breath. No expectations. Just be present. Just observe what's happening in the present second for you. Not a 3 seconds ago, not a 10 seconds ago, not a minute, not an hour ago. It's already gone. And not in the future, not in the next week. We can think about it and use it as a planning, but we have to live right now. Life is so precious. Every single second is so precious to just waste it. So inhalation through the nose, exhalation through the nose, back to the present second. And we just have a few more breaths, guys, to complete this hold. If you need to come out earlier than me, please do it. I want you to be comfortable in your challenge, right? Not completely feeling that you're doing nothing, but I want you to push some boundaries, but within a reason. Let's go ahead and start to come back up. Start to come back up. And draw those knees back. Our next asana today, guys, is the hero pose, full hero pose, and then we come back to that at the very end as well. If you do have your blocks, you can put your block underneath. If you don't have a block, you can sit on your feet, whichever is gonna make it doable. For those who dive into the reclining one, or it is the half reclined hero pose, go ahead and do it. Make sure there is a space behind your mat. And we start this hold right now. Please, if you don't feel comfortable just to sit even straight, the reclined one is probably not for you today. So make a right, nurturing choice for your body right now. We are not in a competition here with each other, and we are not in a competition with ourselves. Some days the body is more receptive and stronger. In the some days we need a little more gentle practice. Some days it can affect by sleep, amount of sleep, lack of sleep, some certain things going on in the body, maybe some injuries, amount of stress we experience or we haven't experienced, and it's all the foods we ate, the water we drink, the emotions we harness. That's all will affect the body strength and flexibility right away. So just listen to your body. Listen, observe, connect. Inhalation through the nose, exhalation through the nose. Use that big nurturing belly breathing, which delivers a lot of oxygen to our body, nurturing the organs. Big quality breaths, more oxygen in the body, the better the blood flow. The better the blood flow, the more nutrition is delivered to the organs. The better your body is functioning and fighting the disease, fighting the illnesses, the faster you heal and recover. Breathing is crucial for life. And we only have a few more breaths left up here. And when you're ready, start slowly to come back up. And we have no cell phone policy here. Kinda. I just heard some beeps. So guys, we're gonna come out. How are you feeling? Let's come out. And we're gonna go back on our knees. We're gonna do a few more asanas for the lower body. Then we're gonna go back for our seal or cobra. So for right now, come back with me on your knees and ankles. Let's take the right leg up. Reach all the way, step forward like you're ready to step for your lunge pose. And then from there, we're going to shift the weight back towards the left. Set your knee directly underneath your hip. Tuck your toes or release them, whichever feels right. And if you want to lift your toes, you can do it. If you want to keep them halfway through, you can do it as well. Start to fold forward. And from there, in a couple minutes, we're going to progress to the gate pose. So let's go ahead and start the hold in a half Hanumanasana prep. Try to level your shoulders, guys. Try to level your shoulders. Lengthening through the spine and then dive. You don't have to go all the way down towards that leg if it doesn't go there. But your spine is long and extended. Your front knee is soft and extended. And if you feel that your front knee is popping up, just come up a little bit higher for a couple breaths. And then dive back. Inhalation, preparation. On exhalation, we dive in a little bit deeper, making like a wave ocean motion like. Do not stay still. You don't have to stay still unless it's very natural for your mind and for your body. If you feel that your body asking an extra movement, definitely give those extra movement to the body. Through the nose in, through the nose out. Do not quit. Through the nose in, through the nose out. Mind becomes turbulent, get back to the breath. Pure power in your breathing, guys. Intention and intention within. We only have a few more breathing cycles left. Through the nose in, through the nose out, and we slowly start to come up halfway. And all we have to do, we're gonna move this extended leg all the way on the side on that gate pose. And come on up with me. We will go ahead and lean to the extended leg, lateral bend. Try not to fold the shoulders. We open up the heart towards the sky, towards the ceiling. And we're going to start our hold up here. And from there, we're going to be moving to the gate pose and the puppy pose, just to recover for the few breaths. Heart up and open. It doesn't have to be low. Hips slightly forward. Arms long, extended and relaxed. So we support a good, healthy asana, but at the same time, it's not a tension. Relaxation, stability, all together. So you have to feel it all the way through the left. In through the nose, heart up and open, rotating the heart towards the sky. Heart towards the sky. And let's slowly start to come back and just dive forwards with the hip flexor. And you can definitely just stop right there, where you can draw the left all the way underneath the right and include some shoulders as well here, just as a choice. Keep on breathing. We're just gonna spend here about a minute, that's it. Start to take yourself back up. And back on your knees, guys. Take your left leg up, step forward, and shift the weight towards the right. So here, front knee is soft and extended, hip and knee stacked one on top another. And start to dive and fold forward. If you need to lift the toes, you can lift the toes. Start slow, ocean-like movements. Give it a few lengthening movements through the spine first. And then go ahead and dive when your body is ready. Do not rush it, do not force it. Through the exhalation and relaxation. In through the nose, out through that nose. Starting to take care of the mind, of that sensation of presence within. It's very easily poisoned, but unnecessary information. We have to weed it out. Again, it's just like a yard. If you don't take care of it, the first thing which is growing there, it's a weeds. In order to grow the pretty flowers and the plants and fruits and vegetables, we have to take an extensive care of it. It's not gonna work there, grow there without a care, but the weeds will. It's the same, the mind and the body. It's the same thing. We stop to take care about physical body, it's gonna start to get sick, a direct expression of not taking care of the mind and true self. Healing starts within, vitality and health starts within. The physical body is a direct expression with all the illnesses, shapes and forms of imbalances of inner thoughts, inner body, inner health. And we have only a few more breaths left up here. And when you're ready, slowly start to move up halfway and carry your left leg to the gate pose. So let's take the right arm and slide all the way with the left over to the left. Try not to fold forward, the depths are not as important. Reach up and expand. Rotate the heart towards the sky, in our case towards the sun. Use the energy of the sky, use the energy of the sun, use the energy of the nature. We are a part of the big universe. And again, we can use it or we can leave it alone. So continue to breathe. We have just a few more breaths here. We're holding it about a minute. Inhalation and exhalation, attention and intention within. Feeling those arms, those feet, the head, the face, the breath, maybe the organs within. Attention inside. And just in a couple more breaths, let's slowly start to come back to the center and fold forward. You can just forward fold straight through the hip flexor, or you can take the right arm underneath the left. And it's a choice, you don't have to go there. Support yourself, stay in a place which will allow you to recover after those two holds. And let's start to come back. And we're ready to make transfer to Sphinx pose, Cobra pose, or up dog. Pick the right choice. You can definitely stay on your elbows, and that's going to be plenty enough. I'm going to be staying in up dog. You can start in up dog, supported or unsupported, and then move to something less. If you are guys on up dog, take a look. We take the shoulders up, back, rotate, and back down, like your shoulder blades is meeting on the bottom of those, like your shoulder blades holding something, pen or pencil or piece of paper, and your hands equally supporting the upper body weight, your feet. So body as a unit, it's not just your wrist or just your ankles. You don't have to stay in your up dog, right? And if you stay in any other place, seal or cobra or sphinx, make sure that again your shoulders away from the ears, heart is open and lifted. If you struggle on your shoulders and they're shaking, that a little bit too much, you have to be able to let go of the tension. If you are in up dog and unsupported, pull your navel in. The back needs some protection. Breathe actively. Use your big belly breathing. Without the oxygen, it's very hard for body to sustain long holds. Mind becomes very turbulent. Muscles and tendons become very stiff. Breathe, guys. In through the nose, out through that nose. And let's slowly start to bring our belly back on the ground. We're gonna spend a few minutes up here in a one-legged Bakasana or frog pose to begin with. So let's go ahead and take, and I will give you a few extra challenges if you would want to do this. So the first one is just to grab the foot, support yourself up here, and continue to breathe in and breathe out. Gentle press, not too much hard push, but on exhalation, when it's let go, push it a little bit deeper. And if you want to come with me, I'm going to be taking my arm all the way up front. So make a right choice, don't overdo it. And let's go ahead and breathe. Inhalations through the nose, exhalations through the nose. You don't have to take that arm forward. It's just a little option if you want a little bit more challenging work in this hold. Shoulder away from the ears, the right shoulder. Breathe. You can always take that hand back on the floor, right? In through the nose, out through the nose. Gentle press on that foot on the ankle. Keep on breathing, guys. Keep on breathing. Through the nose in, through the nose out, through the nose in, through the nose, soft. And slowly let it go, and we're gonna finish this leg by taking the knee outside or taking the entire leg all the way up front. Make sure you do not overdo it. You don't have to bring it as high as I did. Just find a place where you can have your belly on the floor, or at least part of your belly on the ground. And we just have about a minute here. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And we just have a few more breaths up here. And when you're ready, let's slowly start to move back up. Take your time. And we will take this flow to the other side. So let's pick up the left. You can hold your right up here. Don't forget to give it a little press on top, right? And then as you dive in, you can lift that arm up if you wish to, just as an option. Start to breathe actively. Soft eyes, soft eyelids, relaxed eyeballs. Even eyeballs can be tense. Breathe actively. Soft throat, guys. Throat is soft. Inhalation through the nose, feeling that belly rising and contracting on the ground. If you're experiencing the tension in the neck, put your hand back on the floor, please. Inhalation through the nose, exhalation through the nose. We have just a few more breaths to hold, guys. Stay with me. And let's slowly release and take this left leg halfway, quarter way. Just bend your knee if you have to bend your knee. Make sure that you can lay down and have your belly touching the floor. So level your hips, level your shoulders, and we have only about a minute left up here. Ankles, hands, forehead, everything is relaxed, guys. If you find tension in any body part, it's prudent to send an exhale right there so your entire body can go back to the harmony within, to the balance. That's what we're working on. Evenness and harmony. Let's slowly start to return back. Take your time. From here, we're gonna go to the downward facing dog. We're gonna hold it about 2.5 minutes. So our back is strong, our legs and shoulders strong, and this is the opportunity for you to make this downward facing dog truly relaxing position. So do not push, do not force yourself, please. Just continue to breathe and expand through the spine. Relax your neck, hands, shoulders width apart, fingertips are spread wide. Feet, sit bones, hips width apart. If you need to bend your knees, you can always do it. Anytime you need to go to the child pose, this is your practice. Go ahead and dive to your child pose if you have to. Otherwise, if you are with me, let's focus on the flat palms on your mat. Flat palms on your mat. Root them and feel the energy of the earth coming through the center of your palms into that body, empowering that body, healing that body, giving that strength, vitality, groundedness, connection, earthiness. So we are rooted in this life. Relax the neck at the same time. Make sure that that neck is limp and loose. There is no tension in your neck. Through the relaxation of the neck, let your back extend even more, longer, stronger, and wider. Distribute your body weight between all 4 points, your hands and your feet. So the asana feels almost weightless. Remember, when the asana is done right, it feels right, it feels light, it feels spacious. When the asana is done wrong, it feels heavy. You probably overdo it a little bit. Shoulder blades apart, back as a canvas, continue to expand and extend. Back as a canvas. And we will give it just a few more breaths up here. Take your right leg up, guys. Reach it all the way up. Create the space on the hip flexor. We're gonna dive into the pigeon pose from here on the right. Give yourself a time to find the healthy alignment. If you need to leave the back knee outside, you can do that. Make sure you level. Your knees shouldn't hurt. You can leave that back knee outside. Give it some time so you don't hit the ground with the forehead, but you relax and release through the hip flexor. And we're going to hold it about 2 minutes up here. And then we're going to do smooth transition back to the downward facing dog. Pigeon pose requires some attention from your side. You have to make sure that your ankles are relaxed, your knees are not hurting, and pick the appropriate depth. If you need to come up and support yourself with the hands because something in your body just telling you it's not right, do not stay there. If the asana bringing you a pain, not a challenge, it's prudent to change it. Come up, replace it, go back. And let's slowly take your time. Start to come up. We're gonna meet in the downward facing dog. If you need to go first on your tabletop, go first on the tabletop. If you can go ahead and draw it to your downward facing dog, that's great. Relax, let the head drop, bend your knees for a couple times. And then go ahead, take your left leg up all the way. Look underneath the left. And slowly draw the left towards your right, towards the pigeon pose. Basic Kapatanasana. You can, guys, stay as high, as tall as you need. You can leave the back knee outside. And we're ready for this healing dive one more time. Soft ankles, soft shoulders, soft hips. Attention back to your breathing, guys. If your mind is rushing, attention back to the breath. Just holding longer those asanas already gives us so much healing. But if you infuse those physical holds with the mind, with the spirit, with the true being energy within, with attention and intention to your body, it's gonna do it much better. It's going to accelerate the process of the healing, of the health, vitality. And we just have a few more breaths whenever you're ready. Slowly start to come back up. Take your time. And we're going to meet back in the downward facing dog. Bend your knees for the few times. Relax your neck. We will slowly bring the knees on the floor. Come on back up with me. Even though it is not a direct yin practice asana, the camel pose or strasana, but you guys so strong, so we're gonna hold it for long. But the way we're gonna do it supported. Don't do it unsupported because it's a longer period of time. If you feel you have to do one arm at a time, do one arm at a time, and then halfway I will give you a cue for those who is holding with just one arm, and then you can switch for another. So take your hands behind, and you don't have to go deep in order to reap all the benefits of that Ustrasana pose. Just push the hips forward, take the heart up and expand. Try not to sit on the quadricep, hips forward and heart up. Important to relax your neck, guys. And we dive in right now. Open up, sword. Throat is soft, eyes are soft, eyelids are soft. Facial expression is kind, loving. We start to think, to produce the kind words of affirmation towards ourselves and towards others. That's how the world is growing and expanding. Inhalation through the nose, create the positive attitude. And exhalation through the nose as well. Glow with the heart, guys, glow with the heart. All the power, all the vitality and passion is within. And let's slowly start to go back. And it's prudent to repose it in the downward facing dog. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go and send the one hand across. It's gonna give us more effective, faster recovery for that back. If you wish to stay on the both hand, that's also fine. But if you can take the hand across, Do it with me. Relax your neck. Drop your crown. Keep on breathing. In through the nose and out through that nose. And then slowly, simply switch the hands. And let's take it back on the floor. We're going to go for the one-legged hero pose. As I said, we're going to do it a little bit differently today. So extend your right leg, take your left behind. We already did a full one. And from here, guys, if it feels right to lift that leg, go ahead and lift the leg, just like we're ready to do the heron pose, or so we can call it a half one. And if it feels right, we also going to bring the left elbow on the floor. If not, then please stay tall. Go ahead and lean down, open up the heart. Don't round the shoulders. Breathe actively. Through the nose in and through the nose out. Through the nose in and through the nose out. And if you're not sitting on the ground, right, maybe you don't even have to bring the leg up. Very good. Few more breaths, guys. Few more breaths. Attention and intention within. It doesn't have to be perfect. And we have just a few breaths left up here. And before we will repeat this one from the other side, we will go for the full seated forward fold for the 2.5 minutes. And then we will come back to the one-legged hero pose. Let's reach up. And take it all the way down. Your body is ready, so take your time. Lengthening first the back, and then slowly, with awareness of the form, of the shoulders, of the relaxed ankles, fold forward. If your spine is rounding when you're touching your toes, you don't have to draw those hands as far, right? It can be a little bit less. Watch the back, guys. Watch your back. Attention inside. It's like our book principle. Upper body is a hardcover, lower body is a hardcover. Hip flexor is the center when you can open and close that book. Do not push it, do not pulse it. If your body asking for extra movement and motion to get into the form, that's a one thing. But normally pushing and pulsing comes from the ego, because we want to acquire the more prettier expression of the asana. Practice from the heart, guys. Practice to feel good, to heal the body, not to look good in the asana. The beautiful form will come. That physical beautiful form of the asana will come much faster than you think it could. Focus on the feeling good, on the feeling right rather. And we only have A few more breaths to hold. So I bet you feel like you don't even want to leave your seated forward fold right now. And let's come on back up. It used to be such a challenging asana for me, like trikonasana and seated forward fold, but right now it's strange to say, but I almost feel like I need to fall and sleep and seated forward fold. That's how relaxed it felt. So let's take, and it's gonna come. Let's take the right leg into the half hero pose and the left extended. And you can definitely sit up here and leveled. If you need to open up the knee slightly, open up the knee. If you need to prop yourself with the block, prop yourself with the block. And if you don't sit on the floor, there is no need to bring the leg up right now. Just be patient. And you can just send the hand back. You can send the elbow back. In through that nose, out through that nose. Let me set our timer. Keep that heart expressed up, guys. Do not drop and round your shoulders and back. All it does, it stops a healthy oxygen flow to your heart, to your body. And as a result, the practice is going to feel much more heavier, more stressful on the body. The more you breathe, the more relaxed and lighter your practice will be. Breathe actively. In through that nose, out through that nose. We're only holding it about 1.5 minutes, so take your time. If the mind starts to be overwhelmingly talking, back to the breath. If your body is shaking, back to the breath. Through the nose in, through the nose out, and we just have a few more breaths. Let's slowly return back. We practicing the cow face pose today, and we practicing the lotus today, or half lotus, whichever you will decide to practice. We will start with the cow pose. We will cover left with the right. If you just need to step across, you can just step across. I mean, do it like this. Or right knee directly above the left. It's not the lotus, the cow pose. But what I mean, if you need just to step, you can do just a step. In today cow pose, we're gonna add our eagle arms, because on the lotus or half lotus, we're gonna add our bind for the shoulders. So since if your right leg on top is done, you're gonna take your left arm and insert the right inside. If the eagle arms full are not there, that is fine. Try to do your best to lift your elbows, bring the shoulders down, free the space in the neck. Close your eyes, and in a half of the hold, we're gonna go ahead and fold forward. For right now, keep the back tall, elbows lifted, shoulders away from the ears. Don't stress the wrist, don't stress the hands, don't stress your face. It's just a practice. We're just taking care of our body, and it should be joyful and positive. Then the physical body will benefit even more. Stay with me here, nice and tall, for the few more breaths. And then slowly bring those elbows on your knees, or even on the floor if it's getting there. You don't have to get there. You can, if you want to get on the floor but it's not happening, you can also undo those arms, right? You can also undo those arms. Or you can stay seated and tall. One step at a time, guys. The perfection of the asana is not our goal. let's slowly undo the arms, undo the legs, and switch your legs. Left on top on the right, left on top on the right. Ankles, you can just step over. The farther your feet away from the base of the body, the more challenging it is, and that's perfect. You just can step over. Try to sit comfortably so nothing is hurting your hips. Taking the right, left inside, right and left inside. Reach the arms up, elbows slightly higher, shoulders slightly lower, ankles relaxed, shoulder blades connected. Keep on breathing. Through the nose in and through the nose out. Just looking inside. We are not trying again to compete with someone else or even compete with ourselves in the past or in the future. Just being present, that's what will make the difference. Take a few more breaths sitting up and tall. And then slowly start to dive forward on your knees. Maybe all the way down there. It doesn't have to be perfect. One little step at a time, and you can undo those arms if it feels too much. Let's take our time to undo those arms. Before we're going to go to the lotus, we're going to open up in a wide seated angle. So we're going to spend here about 2.5 minutes, and then we will finalize our practice with the lotus or modified halfway lotus. We're ready for the 2.5 minute hold. You know better that we don't have to push and force and pulls. It all comes from the ego. Even though I'm going to give you stickers, 5-star sticker, 3-star, you didn't do right, no sticker. I'm just kidding. So we don't have to compete, right? No stickers. No, so just do what feels right. And if it's always going to be someone who is doing it better than we are, someone who having more than we have, someone who looks somehow we would like to look, but it doesn't matter. It's always going to be something, somewhere, someone stronger, bigger, better, more. But we have to be grateful for what this body can do for us right now, what this life is offering for us right now. We have a beautiful world to live, beautiful, healthy body, which allowed us to move, to practice, to serve others, and it's all it's matter. All we can do is to focus on healing, positive contribution, and through the positive and nurturing attitude, the body will get only stronger, the mind will get only stronger. The universe will unfold much more possibilities for us. But we have to nurture that positive, loving attitude within, towards ourselves and towards others. And we just have a few more breaths left here. Just a few more. Let's slowly start to come back up. And we will do the right leg first, so we're all on one page. So draw your feet together. If you're not practicing even half lotus, then crisscross leggings position would be great. And then if you do have a strap, It's wonderful. If you don't have a strap, that's wonderful as well. So let's take the right on top. Maybe you have a towel or just a short. Let's take the timer. And if that's already a lot, stay up here. If that's hurting your knees, do it. Go back to the crisscross legged position. The lotus shouldn't hurt your knees at all, and definitely shouldn't hurt your ankles, guys. If the lotus hurts your ankles and knees, you have to undo it and just sit crisscross legged. We're gonna take the right arm, take it underneath, left behind, underneath. If you have a towel strap, use it. If you don't, use your short. You have to extend the grip with something if you don't have it. Now, if you do connect with the hands, but that makes you fold forward, you have to use the tools. You have to be able to open the shoulders and feel free in the chest. Move, kind of move here and there. That's it. Perfect. We're just gonna give it about a minute and a half. How are you feeling, guys? Feels good. Just a few more breaths. Again, lotus shouldn't stress your ankles or your knees. It's external hip rotation. We are so lucky that we can move, we can exercise, we can be in the park. We have a healthy family, so it's a big, big deal. It's enormous gratitude. Let's slowly undo the arms and legs. Give your ankles some massage if it has to be massaged. If it's not, you don't have to worry about it. And then the simple variation of it, just put the left leg up front and you're going to be working your left on top, or you take it all the way on top and maybe you stop. Up here it's external hip rotation, external hip rotation. And then if it's getting there, then we take it all the way. And then we're gonna take left on top, right underneath. Through the nose in, through the nose out, start to settle down. If one of the arms or legs or ankles bothering you and preventing you from the relaxation, we have to undo it and just make it a little bit more easier so we can find comfortable place. At least not a painful one. Maybe not as relaxing and comfortable all the time, but definitely not painful. You have to be able to open up the elbows. Elbows out, guys. Elbows out. Elbows out. What a breeze. Oh. Simple things. And let's slowly start to undo the arms. Undo the legs. Let's go ahead and extend the legs one more time. Let's draw the right leg all the way up. Just give it a long, strong hold so your knees getting rested, your ankles, your back. Open it all the way up to the side. Expand. And then do the same with the other leg. Reach up and open. Slowly draw it to the other side. And let's bring both of our feet up front, the way it's comfortable. Take your arms all the way up. Reach up towards the sky, connecting with this world. Reach all the way. Take your hands slowly up front of your heart, drawing everything you want inside. The wisdom, the love, the connection, the passion about life, the kindness, everything you want. Let's look inside our hearts and let go of everything what doesn't serve you anymore. Any anxiety, anger, frustration towards others or towards ourselves. All it does is bring in more disease, more sickness. We have to let go everything what doesn't serve us so we can free more space for the positive, for love, kindness, health, vitality. Let's look inside and find that huge, big, giant, beautiful smile of that heart. Share that smile with others and flow through the rest of your day with a true, unshakable love and peace and serenity inside. Namaste. Oh, thank you guys. We did it together.